choices in their life than I did, and the guys I mentioned did. But they're still unbelievable players. I mean, they really are. You know, I look at my career, yeah, I don't play anymore. I'm one of those guys, like, the older I get, the better I used to be. It's weird about these guys because the older they get, the better they're getting. And you know, I say that because they're not burned out. You know, Andy Bean has played golf his whole life. And, you know, it's hard to go out there and grind. But those guys, for whatever reason, they still want to practice hard and they still want to work at it. And you have this age group. Is it 25 to 50 for the mid-ams? And then you have the seniors, and then you have a couple of super seniors. We're going to have 18 of the greatest players, 36 of the greatest players that never turned pro here. And that's going to be some quality golf. It really is. And then when you couple, you know, the team atmosphere and the Ryder Cup format and the Walker Cup format, you know, best ball and then alternate shot. Those are pressure-packed formats, and these guys want to succeed. And you're going to see outstanding golf. You know, we talk about nerves and pressure, and I think it required when I'll say Johnny Miller. When Johnny Miller talks about these guys choking or nerves or pressure, you know, I'm thinking you don't see greatness unless there's pressure, unless there's nerves. You look at the Olympics and what they do at the Olympics, and they have 4 years to prepare to play in the Olympics, and the performances that you get, the world records that are set, it requires pressure. And we're going to get to watch these amateurs now on a great stage deal with that pressure. And they're good players. And how will they perform? I think it's going to be a fascinating event. Because I don't know that they've dealt with this kind of, you know, reality in a while. And they all want to be here. That's the cool thing. They all want to get in. Guys, we're fighting to get in this event. How do I get in this event? And they have the captains, and they have a responsibility to create an environment for their teams to do well and to get the most out of those guys. It will be an interesting dynamic. And coupled with the fact that we get to drive charitable dollars into our community, I think that is really important here. And it's really the part of this competition that I don't think we want to lose sight of. The first tee of Sarasota, the first tee of Tampa, and something close to my wife and I's heart is the Orphan's Heart, which is for youth who really have no place to go. And they are put in these foster homes around the state of Florida. And we love the Orphan's Heart as a charity and the children's home. If the USGA, and I think the USGA is already behind this event, aren't they, Dan? Mm-hmm. And you know, this could become a massive event. This could become something that is an annual, you know, really anticipated and looked forward to event. We're going to have, I guarantee you, every newspaper in the country will cover this event. They'll cover the results. There'll be stories. We'll have media from all over the world here to cover this event. And I think it's really huge for our community to be able to draw that kind of attention to the Concession Club. Bruce Jr., I know you're thrilled about this. I mean, the whole theme here is Ryder Cup, you know, which is pretty cool, really, if you think about it. To be an honorary member here and a former Ryder Cup captain is really exciting. The golf course is unbelievable, by the way, and it is hard. How many of you have played it? Just a few of you, most of you. It's not easy, but it is beautiful. Bald eagle, we had a bald eagle flying right over the third tee today. There'll be great viewing here for the spectators, and hopefully we can get a lot of people out. And you know, I know that when we talk about charities, and I think about my life and the fact that I'm still here, you know, golf generally is the operandi to help raise charitable dollars. And you know, I was diagnosed with cancer in 1993, and it was because of the money raised by people way ahead of me, you know, for cancer research that I'm still here today. You know, how do you treat what I had? Chemotherapy, radiation. And, you know, I took that for granted my whole life. And then I realized that, you know, it was charitable events, and it was donated dollars. It was grants that were given that allowed me to be treated, you know, for research and what have you. I think, you know, it's weird about, when I talk about choices, I know I'm rambling here and things are just popping in my little pea brain here as I go. But think about professional athletes, I don't know, as role models. I don't think professional athletes are good role models personally, because you have to be so self-absorbed to be great at what you do. You just do. And, you know, it's, I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to say this. The guys that are going to come play here are the ones that aren't self-absorbed. They're the ones that made the choice to have a family, you know, and they just decided to move on with their life and raise kids and get a job and what have you. And